Okay, you're ready.
Okay, Mr. Living the Dream, how we got, bring up his stuff there, Vernon, for JD.
Okay, is this a full budget hearing, or what are we?
Now we're just gonna see where he is at and see if there's any issue. And see, what's his plus up request, or is it?
Okay, that's different. That's a different sheet here. Let's go here. Let's go here.
Like minimum standards for lighting on them,
Oh, yeah,
but then we don't have those here.
yeah. And I think
We wanna go here.
Kevin? So we've got until, what day do we want to put the draft in?
The 15th of
15th
October.
of October.
We
So we got a week to iron out any bugs here, and we needed you guys
Well,
to
3:33.
understand what we're expecting the year to look like, and with the tax revenue that we currently have. We can't do everything that everybody wants. So we're looking at, what we can help with and what we need to not do, from your perspective.
So the answer is just, all we need is more money?
Yeah.
You need a printing device.
All right, what we have on the screen right now is a retrospective 22 to 26 of the expense lines for the assessor's office. The final column is the requested dollar amount. And the previous columns, 25 budgeted actual, 24 actual, 23 actual, and 22 actual. 24 actual is unaudited, but the numbers are pretty close as soon as the auditors get the
Can you make it one size bigger?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Blow it up and we'll be
There you go.
all
Perfect.
happy.
Perfect.
Hey, Brian. All right. Nikita too.
Right before you came in, I said you guys want to bring us a bunch of money to fix the budget.
Yeah, we got it.
it's out in the car.
Yeah.
Just printed it this morning.
You don't show the day you get deducted.
Which rich guy died? Somebody died and there's a pot of gold that nobody knows what to do with.
It's on the Canada Ranch. You think we'd find out?
Let me know where it is.
I apologize, I thought this was a salary workshop, I prepped for the
It
salaries.
is, we just take,
so,
let's tell you where we are there so we know
um,
what we're looking at. That's all. And we'll go through the salaries. This just, one, didn't it? We just got that. Okay. Yeah, we definitely can focus on the salaries, but we need to understand the bigger picture before we,
Yeah, we
not spend a lot of time on it, just get.
don't know what we have before we can do.
Jump forward to the assessor.
And then we'll end on it with, in this picture here, on what the salary, request is.
Data processing is gonna change a little bit because that needs to go up to like the contract IT services. So,
And also key public too,
yes, sir.
they raised a little bit.
They do every year.
So JD's basically stayed pretty much the same. Salaries are going to change a little bit once we input the new salary amounts, the breakouts, but I have the salaries over here on this spreadsheet.
Okay,
On this spreadsheet, you'll see the 24 salaries, 25, and then the projected 25, and then the requested 26, including salaries, benefits, and projected insurance rates. These insurance rates are going to change. They do not reflect the new amounts because we've just barely started open enrollment, and we're looking at an increase of 8%. So his salary line actually went down. This was a 24 salary, salary, benefits, and insurance. 25 went down by approximately $15,000, and this went down by approximately $16,000, $18,000.
The reason it went down in 2026, in case you're asking, is because my mapper's in with IT now, so I'm not budgeting for a mapper anymore.
Yeah,
That's-
full time.
Well, he should be budgeting for himself or whatever under IT,
that's
but
correct.
before it was under me and now it's not. So that's why the budget went down in 2026, because my share of that is out of there.
And so should the others that we moved.
But overall, I think I'm asking for similar to what I asked for 2 or 3 years ago, so
Yeah.
I'm not asking for much. You just
So if we
give me what I
froze you
need.
there, you're happy.
What's that?
If you had froze, that was a snapshot.
Yeah, I have no
You're
idea
happy.
what you're doing salary-wise, but as far as everything, because we were told not to budget
Right.
anything on that, so I
Okay.
didn't. But everything else I'm fine with, I can make it work.
Okay. That's important. And the salaries are where you were for now with you.
Yeah,
Okay,
the thing said don't budget any increase, you guys would take care of that, so I just left them where they were.
okay. I guess the bottom line here too, so everybody knows, we told the sheriff this too. Cost of living, the COLA is kind of out right now. We're gonna have to take a look at where we really are.
So nobody's gonna get a,
That, right now, that's sort of what we baseline. There may be special cases where you have to catch somebody, you got a new hire, or a sheriff's got some new deal going that requires somebody to be recruited, but we're gonna try to freeze it.
you gotta freeze everybody.
Yeah.
Here are the bottom line numbers for all of payroll, once again, including salaries, benefits, and insurance. Bottom line numbers in '24 were $5,918,697. Once again, that's unaudited, but it's pretty close. Projected in '25, we'll be reaching $6,003,308 for a 1.43% increase across the board. And then requested for '26, we are looking at $6,306,299. That is a 5.05% increase. That is without any raises whatsoever.
Yeah. So let me caveat that too. Is there anything rolling over in anybody's budgets? And if there's an opportunity, and we don't learn more after we turn the budget in and we have to start the year.
What do you mean rolling over?
Maybe what was not spent.
We don't roll over.
Only grants.
Only grants.
Or restricted funds.
Yeah. Yeah, anything, if we don't spend it, it just goes back to general.
So what we would look at, the real point I'm trying to make is that we're looking at a way we could give a one-time bonus of some kind, perhaps next year, if something changes on any front. Because we don't know what the feds are gonna do yet.
So on F, you said there's a 5% increase, what is that? Is that somebody asking for?
So that's increased personnel, things that were not budgeted this year, but were added to, let's say,
Second OEM would be an example of that.
yeah, or the additional VSO.
PSO, yeah.
Deputy VSO that came on, so, basically just more personnel. than we had at the beginning of the year, the beginning of 25.
So that's not total budget requests,
No, this
that's
is,
just salary.
this is
That's just
just
salary.
salary.
Okay,
This is just salary.
And then
that's
you
what
said
it
there's
is this year?
8% on top of that for healthcare costs?
So it's not gonna be 8% of this number right here. It will be 8% of this number, whatever department,
right,
it applies to. So I do not have those numbers yet. I haven't calculated them all out. This is, it will not be 8% of this.
And we don't know those who are gonna turn it down because they have other health care, for
Yeah.
example. We don't have the whole picture,
Or add, if they have.
or add.
Or add.
right, exactly, you don't know until.
We are, I will tell you right now, this number is off by $180,000 because I was not given the correct numbers to build the budget from. This number right here needs an additional $180,000.
What's that from?
From insurance, I was not given the correct insurance numbers when I crafted the budget. So I'm in the process of putting together a budget amendment that will add insurance to the bottom line. But this represents what was budgeted at the beginning of the year and has since calculated. I know some of you have noticed that your insurance lines are basically
Yes.
maxed out or
Yes.
pretty close. That's the reason why, because I wasn't given the right numbers.
Since I opt out, does that change the number for 26?
No,
We
I've
changed it.
calculated, basically I've calculated a carryover from, so let's say, look at the commissioners. Here's 25, and I've used the exact same number for the calculations in 26,
Okay, because
The insurance number.
insurance number.
insurance numbers, okay.
Well, commissioners doesn't change very much either.
No, I just wondered because last year, I don't know who had insurance, but I don't carry the insurance.
I don't need it. Others don't.
We say we get a bonus somewhere.
No.
And next year, we've got 6 elected officials, so the 27 budget's gonna go up by quite a bit.
Yeah, that's gonna be your issue, is the 27, because of the.
And they're making a bigger jump. It's a huge jump
Yeah, that's it.
on every elected.
Oh, is it? I have no idea.
Yeah,
Well, it's a
What we've seen.
12% increase.
like $20,000
Yeah.
Well, it's based on
12% increase
inflation
total.
over the
Yeah.
4 years,
each.
so.
Each bottom line on the budget next year will be at least $100,000 to $120,000 hit for elected official salaries alone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe this isn't the
I wish
time to
I
ask
could
this.
just stop them.
Are revenues down, projected revenues down?
Revenues are down. I
Because they
have
shouldn't
been-
be on property tax, but sales tax and all that probably is.
Yeah, revenue on property tax is going to be going up about 12%, but
Right.
unfortunately, that's a fraction of our budget.
Yeah,
I was looking actually at the numbers, and they do not make me happy. Over the last 3 years, since the infusion of COVID dollars, we've been steadily dropping on all of our revenue lines.
Yeah.
That
It floated
includes,
us.
that includes landfill fees, building permits, septic and all of that, as well as special use and specific ownership taxes, so.
well, and as
All of
Bill
our
said, who
revenues
knows
will go
what the
down.
federal government's gonna do, they may cut bill, they may, we don't know.
What's
Yeah,
the
I think
biggest
that's-
generator of revenue?
Sales taxes? Yeah, sales taxes. I can give you some numbers here.
You been getting a lot of calls on the sales tax, Kevin? That ballot,
Oh, then the sales tax for what?
The lodging
use
tax, you
tax,
mean?
the lodging tax. I've been getting several. They're confused because they can't read that it's a 4% increase. It's a 6% total.
They think it's just It's a sales tax increase, and I've explained that.
Instead of just.
Just lodging.
Oh, they don't realize it's lodging,
No,
they think
they,
it's all sales tax.
they read through it and they
Well,
see
if they read
tax.
it, yeah,
And 4% and they have a heart attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Well,
The other
that
thing that
doesn't
came
go to
up
lodging.
was they said that we endorsed it, and I, no, we just put it on.
All we did is that we were letting the cut, the citizens have to endorse it one way or the other.
The two largest earners for the entire county are property tax and sales tax. They're about comparable. So between 1.2 million and 1.1 million. So those are the two largest contributors, individual contributors to the revenue for the county.
And Pilt's about 600,000.
Give or take, we're averaging, last year we received 559,000, previous year was, 559,000, 451,000, and 502,000. So we've been going up consistently, but like JD said, we have no idea if the federal government is going to be cutting that at all.
We did cut the national forest bill.
Yes,
Because it
there's
wasn't authorized.
there's no more Title III.
yeah, that's why I think they may get cut.
Well, they didn't authorize it.
I know, but it may get cut,
Yeah.
because they're,
Sales tax and commission usually brings in about 1.1 million. County use and sales tax usually brings in about 300,000 to 400,000. And then there's associated little fees. Everything else is taken up by either grants or smaller, like landfill fees brings in around 300,000, but that's been going down. It was at 300, in 23, it was at 326,000. It dropped in 24 to 313,000, and in 25 it is sitting right around 258,000. I anticipate that getting to, by the end of the year, around 300,000, but that's still a drop over the previous years.
So what's their salary? Is that about their salary?
Salaries on landfill,
Before you do that, bottom line on JD is, he's down one position, went to
is
IT,
down half of the position.
half a position, say.
Yes.
And, we don't know enough about it yet from a health or, insurance point of view, nor what else is in flux. You don't have any other, equipment or any big ask for anything.
not that I'm aware of.
And your subscription for all the services you're getting.
Yeah, that's included in my ask, yeah.
Okay, now continue. We'll go on.
Landfill.
Payroll for landfill, basically the landfill fees cover payroll.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
$275,698 requested for total landfill payroll. I anticipate this number changing significantly because a few people have retired and they have, and the new people may take full benefits. So we'll see how that goes.
So what's their total head count out there? 5 or 4?
Well,
Four.
or with the director.
And,
That number. We have 4 full-time and 1 part-time, unless they've decided to reduce their staff.
part-time meaning half-time?
So Russell only comes out when they run the,
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Roughly,
Oh,
right,
that's for the contractors, basically. Scraper,
when they run that scraper,
so that's like
So about
1
a month.
month every other month or something,
yeah.
okay? And he's not at, IT support for him, does everybody have the IT line?
I have not calculated the new IT support, we're still working those numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so where does he compare now from last year? Or considering another, maybe our fees are
It's
not
about the
enough
same.
out there yet.
That would be the easiest, we face around a
That's the
$100,000 to $60,000 shortfall in landfill. The easiest way to make landfill pay for itself would be to actually, increase the landfill.
So what was
fees.
their fee total here? What did they get last year? If we upped it by 10%, what's it do?
Page.
Or 20?
Especially to septic contractors.
I don't know any of those.
Landfill fees to date, $258,789.
Pretty amazing, it's that much.
Well, like I
When
said, it
12
is
bucks a
down.
load.
It's dropping each year.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
So where would it go if it didn't go there? Is it going into bark
More
ditches?
recycling?
We don't get that much.
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
Just curious if it's going down.
When was the last time we had a rate increase?
Last year,
It was last year.
No, not like
we upped the bag.
How far back does this go, Vern? Was it 2022? Part of the, might be, I don't know for sure, but COVID. We started, we got all the people moving in, we got all the building going on. And what we're seeing, at least in my office and zoning, is we're doing tons of closeouts right now because everybody's finishing up their houses. So they're not hauling construction
Not a lot of
trash
new
off.
construction going on.
They're not hauling construction
Okay,
trash
that would
off
count
like they
for
were the
some.
last 3 years. I don't know if that's it or not, Brian could probably tell you, but that would be one of my assumptions, because we're having a huge influx on needing to go out and look at things that are closing out that were started in 2021, 22,
Well, the public
if that makes sense.
probably would take a fee increase over in here for a lot of other reasons, being, you're always gonna have trash, you always gotta get rid of it. And not, if we had to haul it out of here, it would cost a lot
But if
more.
it's been 2 years,
And so,
a bump there wouldn't be big.
I don't know, we'd have to think about that, and that's something that once we nail it down and start the new year, we ought to look at seriously. Cause maybe you charge more for the out of towners. I know states that if you don't have proof that you're a citizen of the county, you gotta pay a pretty big chunk. If we're gonna take it out of the tax base, if we wanted to take it out, not do that and have everybody pay the fee, and puts a bigger burden on collecting it and keeping track, that costs more. Something to consider. Okay, so we're kind of stable there, huh?
So a strange glitch here in my database, my new numbers aren't updating in some of these places. But I can give you, where would you like to go now?
We got,
Treasurer?
yeah, you're there.
Yeah, mine's about the same, it's no different.
Okay.
Much.
Open up Treasurer.
So you had a half-time for a while.
Jen was, yes, she was working both for a while.
So you're down to one and
Now I'm down to just myself
you
and
and one
Jen.
other, right?
So on the screen is Virginia's statutory salary plus the deputy treasurer. So her budget's pretty stable.
The only thing that, I haven't added anything, I don't believe. The only thing I don't know is the benefits and the insurance.
Yeah, it's gonna be one big surprise package at the end of the year.
Yeah.
My dues and meetings, the hotel went up a little because they said that where we're having it next year, it's like $180
Oh, yeah, you told us.
a hotel.
Sounds like you're heading way far away.
All the hotels are going up though, man, it's impossible to find one.
Cheap enough, and that's government rate.
And then they all have a resort fee to it
I
too.
think the government rates give a plus on it.
Well, like I said, then they set those resort fees on there too.
So actually, Virginia actually dropped her budget by 2,900. So I made a note here about that.
The only bump she'll have is insurance, correct? Too.
Virginia, you don't take insurance, do you?
I do.
You do? Okay. It's Jen that does it. That's why
I don't
this
know if
number's
she
low.
does or not, she
Okay.
has not
All right.
told me.
Your operating supplies, correct, $15?
That's for public trustee.
Oh, public trustee.
Yeah, that bottom part is public
Okay.
trustee.
I thought, how are you
So
gonna pay
she's
for
actually
15?
two different people.
Yeah,
This is
There's a
public.
split
Yeah, I see
personality
it
here.
now. I see it now. I was like, oh, where are we?
Does a trustee get insurance?
No, but she does, but benefits.
Yeah, and that's a requirement, I have no say in that.
okay. Any questions on that one? Okay, Kelly. So you're gonna have everything scanned by the end of the year?
Everything is scanned.
Yeah. But I thought you had, you were wrapping it up.
Oh, on my project, yes, everything's scanned, we're just not finished. We're finished with the scanning, just not the rest of stuff that comes after
Okay.
that.
Is that the whole?
Is that the donut hole?
Yes, the black hole.
Yeah,
The black hole.
that would be nice for that to disappear.
So you're over here wondering, yeah.
Yes,
My phone calls from title companies and realtors will go way down.
yes,
Yes.
yes. Yeah. So my clerk's budget did not change a whole lot. I'm trying to think.
Maybe to queue up your elections budget.
Yes, that's the one that changed, and the reason that changed is because we have 2 elections next year.
It went up by $11,000 because you have 2 elections.
And speaking of elections, I think Peggy probably is due an increase of some kind, based on the norm. Whatever your call is, what would you do if we had the money?
I would, if I can increase Peggy any, I would love it. I don't know what that would look like.
My 2 cents is that Peggy should be a supervisor. She should be a salaried supervisor. She manages 20 people through multiple elections. The fact that she is paid less than some admin clerks is really disturbing.
Yeah, she's way down there still.
So let's look at what that impact
Pull
would be.
that up here. She is paid $24.09 an hour.
You got a feel for other counties, deputy clerks?
She should be
I do
probably
not.
closer to 28.
Yeah, probably.
Should be,
So, and maybe there's a way on all of these, if there's a way to step up a buck at a time, or some path like that, or a bonus at 1 year to spread it across.
When you talk about a bonus, what are you talking about?
Trying to come out of, if there's a way that we can afford a cash forward, not part of the salaries.
So when we do a dedicated service, the auditors come in and said, oh, you can't do that, you have to pay tax on it. So that would be a very similar situation.
Similar there, probably.
Mhm.
What else we can do?
That's why when we talked about it, a few years ago, when we got rid of the 5%
Yeah.
bonus that you get for being there for your time every 5 years.
Longevity.
Because we were
We
getting a raise
talked
upon a
about
raise.
like a gift certificate to, I don't know, wherever. Something like that as a bonus, and you could probably do something like
Yeah,
that
maybe.
instead of.
And then hope for whatever happens in the future with the cost of living's got to go down. If the power, if the drilling and the oil and the gas drives it all, propane, natural gas. And
But these numbers we're looking at, it hasn't gone down, it's gone up every year.
Oh.
Cost of living will never go down.
part of it's because it's already happened, so how do you, it's still a $300,000 house or $500,000 house, and that ain't gonna go down.
No. I've been listening to the economists. Cost of living is not going to go down. Salaries will eventually adjust to get closer to it.
Yeah.
But how do they adjust if you don't have a tax base to base it on?
We have to remember, a lot of our lumber and building materials come from Canada.
And that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
People are gonna have, it's like, I remember when gasoline was 30 cents a gallon and diesel fuel was 10 cents. We've gotten used to $5 a gallon. They're gonna have to get used to paying a bigger tax. But, that's gonna be our only thing that we're gonna be faced with eventually is up in the mill levies and other.
I've said that for years, that we ought to increase
You're
the
gonna have it.
tax.
Well, either increase the mill levies or you three will have 4 hours a week and people have to wait in line for services.
That's the problem.
Either
We gotta
cut
pay for the
services or you
service.
add the thing.
We can't do it for nothing now.
Yeah.
And we would have to get rid of all the peripheral stuff that we do.
Oh, maybe it's time to sell the landfill. But I'll bet you our landfill, anybody putting trash in the landfill, their fees will quadruple.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't even have the capital expenses that we have in
That's why you
landfill covered
start
by
there
our
by
fees.
increasing those fees and getting the people that are tourists, half of it. The years, we get so many people here in the summertime.
We need to increase the number of tourists.
That'd be great. The thing that is, we all have a responsibility that live in this community to pay for the services that we want. And if we don't want the services, fine. Our taxes
Vote
will
no
stay
on
cheap.
it, and then see where we go, because we'd have to cut. That's what, that may be what we're faced with next year. Okay,
I mean, everybody else has seen inflation, but so have we. We all have,
Everybody.
including our government.
Everybody one has inflation on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the essential services are safety, the communication, the roads, you gotta be able to get in and out. And then everything else, I can't think of,
Clerk, treasurer, and
all those are essential to make those things happen.
assessor all have to be,
They have to be,
all by statute.
yeah,
They're all by constitution.
yeah.
So
And part
those-
of the problem, it all goes back to when Tabor was passed.
Yep.
Because prior to that, you could increase a little bit every year, but then you couldn't. And so the problem is, gas went from $1 a gallon to $3 a gallon, or diesel or whatever. Well, you got no way to increase your budget 200%, even though your expenses just went up
Right, yeah.
200%.
Cut.
Healthcare went up 20%, well, you can't raise your
Yeah.
20%, Target or Walmart can raise prices, you can't unless the people say you can.
Yeah,
And that's the problem, everybody wants the services, but
For
they don't
nothing.
wanna pay for them.
yeah.
They don't want
Yeah.
to.
And I don't know what the answer is, I really don't, but this has been coming for a while because of that, and
So that's
I don't
why we
know.
have to make sure when we're talking to people, they understand that, because we're not here making this is a non-profit
oh,
organization.
definitely.
And if you want a service, you gotta pay for it. So
We're sustaining.
We get a
we
lot
can
of
take the
complaints.
backlash from people that don't follow it until they see it on the ballot, and then they think, oh, then they vote no.
Well,
because they
we
haven't thought
obviously
about
get a lot of complaints about taxes, but the last I knew, out of 51, actually it was 52, because they're including Puerto Rico, 53, there was Puerto Rico, Washington DC, and somebody else in it. Colorado was 48th or 49th for the amount they take in on residential properties. So we were one of the lowest in the entire nation, including the stuff, but everybody complains about their taxes, and I'm like,
Probably gonna have
go to
to,
Michigan, go to California, go to New York, look at what your taxes would be,
Right.
but,
we're gonna have to
You
get
don't
through
wanna
this
hear it.
lame duck session with Polis too, because nothing's gonna change with
Yeah.
him. They're out there looking to steal $1 billion out of the counties right now.
yeah, what's gonna change is they're gonna shift more onto property taxes, they're gonna raise the schools even more.
Sure.
Shift more onto property taxes, so the state has to pay less to schools. That's how they're gonna steal part of it,
That's
they've
what
already
they
done
do.
it the last 2 years, and it's
They-
gonna
they
happen
Get around
again.
Tabor.
So that raises our property taxes, but the school doesn't see anymore, it's just the state pays less.
Okay, we got a handle on, you got anything else, Kelly? IT is budgeted for,
Yes. I didn't have my Adobe and G Street or G Suite, G Street. And so I added that.
I'm watching Sesame
And
Street.
I'm assuming that Vernon,
Like I
oh,
said, I don't
the
have
other
the
thing I
numbers.
didn't add was my Xerox, because I
I
didn't
took
know
care
what
of
my
the
Xerox was.
Xerox, and, the only thing we haven't added is the contract IT services. That'll go in there somewhere. Probably data processing.
My operating supply stayed the same as it was last year. I just got an email from Department of Revenue saying that all the stuff, like people's vehicle renewals and all that we send out are gonna go up. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but I'll face that bridge when we cross it, I guess.
Yeah, and that's what roads are dependent on, state level wise, is a lot of that. And our roads are gonna get worse.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Rich. We challenged Rich to go back and cut.
Can you make it a little bigger?
Where would you like to start, sir?
What, talk about you're not lessing up anybody in this budget, body-wise, right? Other than what you got, what you did, where you stand, just so everybody knows.
Like staffing wise? Oh, we're full staffed.
Tell them, we need to hear the numbers, everybody hadn't been listening, so they know what you got.
So we're full staffed. I think we have probably the most experienced police department, maybe in the state. And so we have a lot of people with like 30 years experience, 25 years experience.
Tell them where they came from.
Texas Rangers, Houston Police, Phoenix Police, some big departments. So we've really improved the quality of the law enforcement we're providing.
3 of them are not living in the county, the others are all here.
75% of them own houses in Custer County. We did a salary survey, and the only place that's lower than us is Fremont County Sheriff and Canyon City Police, but they have real struggles in getting staff in there. And the Fremont County Sheriff, his deputies formed a union, and they're negotiating directly with the commissioners.
Meaning they're revolting.
Yeah. And he is funded different. They have a sales tax down there for public safety.
They did. What's, how much?
I don't know, that's the bulk of his budget.
It's another angle on it, if people don't pony up.
I just paid 20% on taxes down in Canyon City.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
It's crazy.
Yeah, 20, maybe it was 22.
yeah,
So that's good for the tourists to pay it, but that's more than the local people can, afford to.
Right.
It would hurt us.
That's why you wanna hit it with that.
Is this year's?
This is as of right now.
Okay. So the court security deputy is paid 100% by a grant, and then the SRO is paid 75% by grant, 25% by the school. And then we have another deputy that we call the community service officer, and her pay is paid 75% by the grant, 25% by the county. We didn't buy new police cars this year. We leased one-year-old cars, and then we're paying the lease payments out of selling property that we have. The deputies bought 4 police cars, Ford Explorers, which are on the road now,
Personally bought them.
and then donated to the department. And then we're in the process of trading out our 4 highest mile vehicles and buying lower mile vehicles that are V6s. So actually, we'll have a number of V6s, which will hopefully save us some money on gas on the
Your
road.
high miles are what, 200,000?
Yeah, there's a Chevy van in here, and it's over 200,000 miles.
And the new less miles are, what are they on the cars are
Everything's in the 50,000 range.
50,000? So theoretically, we'd have $100,000, 100,000 miles of something that might not happen. Hopefully. Okay, what else you got, what you were gonna,
Did you want the departments to come back with some adjusted budgets?
No, we're getting a handle on here, because
Okay.
we have to make the adjustments next.
Okay.
And so, everybody, so if, you know, if anybody has a better idea, well, that's why we're talking now, that we can put into the mix.
We do pretty good on getting donations from the community for like specific projects. But pretty much every line up there is hit by inflation, just like everyone else's lines are.
JD, did you ever get a donation from the public?
No, no,
You're the tax man.
yeah. I doubt you have either, I doubt Kelly has either. I don't know.
No,
I get donations every day, but they're not willing.
Yeah,
We do fees, and there's some services the sheriff is required by statute to do, like civil service paperwork and things. Those fees are actually set at the state level. Our fines are actually pretty low compared to the surrounding area. And
That's a thought too, is if we can increase fees and that we could put into the general fund of some kind to offset some of the other requests from you all.
what kind of fees? Well,
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's a statute.
I know, but some of them, what was the other, or I guess auctioning off equipment maybe.
yeah, so we did get $2 million worth of equipment from our military surplus program. And some of those numbers are inflated, but some of them are super competitive. And so, like, one of the things we got was a road grader that's worth maybe 90,000 and a forklift. And so I can sell those next year and keep the money after I've had them on the books for 12 months. I got a bunch of semi-truck tires, these little mini shipping containers you see out there.
Is it restricted money when you get it?
It has to go to law enforcement purposes, but you guys can offset that.
We can offset that.
Yeah.
Cause he can buy his own pencils and we'll.
So I don't think
Freeze
it
it up.
can be used
We
for
don't have
law
to spend it.
enforcement salary. That was like pretty
Right.
much.
That's right,
Salary.
can't pay the salary, but you can sure offset the other requests on
Operating
IT stuff
costs.
or whatever.
The Forest Service thing, we get paid $10,000 to help the Forest Service, and that's the max they give. And sheriffs, there's a National Sheriff's Association that's going to the Forest Service, and it doesn't come near to cover the cost that we actually do for them and the sheriffs. But I'm sure that won't pass.
Local back.
One thing I think we could work on is suing defendants for the cost of prosecution for restitution, and we've never had a system to do that. Way back in the day, the judge would assign it as part of the court thing, and now you
Yeah,
have to do it on your
We
own.
get that from the state, so we have no, we just paperwork, a check,
just.
and that's not very much.
So I know that we're freezing it, but you wanted to, you had the same issue, you wanted to give a pay raise to some.
I'd like to get a pay raise there, but I mean, you guys have good employees too. You gotta keep them.
Yeah.
Good news is.
It costs a lot to lose an employee.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, any office, because by the time you do recruiting, training,
And
costs
then
you
they
a
find
ton of
another
money.
job 2 years later.
We're lucky that we're getting these really experienced people in, but in the past, we'd have to hire someone off the street and then pay their salary to go to the police academy
Yeah,
for 6
exactly.
months and pay the cost of the college for it, so it's very expensive.
Yeah.
When you restrict, I
Experience.
know that, I've seen this in other government agencies, they get trained up and then somebody, they quit and go get another job because they're trained up.
Yeah.
I know that in the Air Force, they would give you a restriction where you couldn't bail out of the Air Force for 6 years, for example, that you took the increases, whatever.
Yeah.
We could do something similar to that on a deputy.
We could do that going forward, have like a scholarship.
Yeah, you gotta do that, or, because
Oh, and then we gotta buy
I think you've
the
already had that.
stuff, so it's thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you had somebody that do
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
thing, so you trained up some of them and they'd left you for a
That's
bigger
right.
job in Boulder or somewhere. So
The
we need
start
to
to
look
pay
at
for cops and Denver's
legalities of doing
$100,000.
that, how we would set
Well,
it.
And
then
it
you
goes
have
way
the
up.
federal prison that they can go to.
In the federal prison, the
Yeah.
state prison. And so the Canyon City Police Chief and the Fremont Sheriff tell me his guys are jumping ship to go to Colorado Springs. Those guys are jumping ship to go to Custer. Those guys are jumping ship to get to Denver.
And the rest of them are going to Haiti.
So not for me personally, same thing's happening in an assessor's office with appraisers. Cause you get your appraiser license and get them experience.
Yeah,
And then they move on, like Elbert County, they'll spend all this money getting an appraiser license, and then they go to Douglas County or El Paso County for twice the money.
Right.
But they wouldn't hire them because they didn't have the license.
Right.
But they can start at a small county, get the license and train, and then move on. And it's killing the whole state, but I don't know what you do about it, it's just, it is what it is. It's like,
Can't control
no,
so that's one source of revenue that's different, is his ability to get some cash in that we can trade, make horse trades with.
So I really think that I'm gonna do good on this military surplus stuff next year.
That would be-
I hit my year, we're in the month of October, and that's when we started. So this is the first month that we're allowed to start selling surplus stuff. But the big ticket items will hit next calendar year.
Okay. Okay, so is there anything else to mention here, Vernon, whether we changed, what we talked about?
I haven't changed anything. are there specific places that I need to change something here?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Is this what we talked about, and this is not different than when we wrangled over where you work?
We've gotten a couple open records requests for stuff for the murder trial, which includes more than 3,000 documents and probably 10 DVDs. And so the list price of that would be over $1,000 per request. And so that will hit in March. We're gonna start getting a lot of, as soon as the trial's over, everyone wants, we have a stack of open record requests for that kind of stuff.
yeah, 10 years ago, we didn't get any open requests, anybody in the county, and now,
Because everybody
It's-
already knew and they didn't.
now
they
it's
didn't-
like weekly, it's just getting
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it takes so much of our time, well, you guys know, too.
It's because COVID drove a bunch of people in here that came to
Yeah.
the big cities and wanna
it. Didn't change his lifestyle.
change their lifestyle.
So our total budget dropped 10% in '24 and dropped 1% in '25.
And we're treading water in 26. Okay? Any other
County
questions?
patrol, it went up quite a bit. Why is the difference there?
What's that?
Hired more people, projected and requested.
Yeah, the salaries were off at the beginning of '25, and this number reflects the amount of people that are currently employed.
At full staffing.
Because you didn't have the full staff before.
When I started, it was half.
That's amazing. Okay? All right, Mr. Coroner. Sure.
Well, I like to say that our code response program for people in mental crisis is saving the coroner's money. By,
It
not
is,
doing
it
You
is.
didn't walk off a ledge.
It's up,
this time.
it's
That's
up.
a good thing.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate it. I look on blank. You just canceled your budget.
I'll give you the bag.
How you? Yeah. Oh, you keep them. Full bags.
Yeah. That's not good when you're done.
So I don't think there was any changes to the coroner's budget.
So you had an IT line before?
Went into, you know what, you're right, there will be some changes once we put in the contract IT services. That'll go into here, or it'll go into data processing. But I will find out those numbers as soon as I get the numbers.
And you'll have a fuel line too.
I broke out the travel and fuel. I changed it from 2,000. The number is the same, but it's spread across 2 lines now. It's in travel and fuel, so
Okay.
it's the same amount, but it's there. I might have given you an extra 500 on that.
So how's your stretcher working?
Beautiful. Everything's good.
No repairs, no, you got
Nope.
any maintenance issues?
I had a battery issue, but they did that under warranty. So
Do you do $35,000 worth of autopsies a year?
that's what we budget in case of, but I did like 18 grand last year, so
Oh,
they got the rest back.
I was gonna say, dang.
Yeah. Now, we allow 35 just in case, but, yeah, last year I came in under half of that,
What does it cost for a,
roughly 2 grand a piece.
That from El Paso?
Yeah, they're about 1750 plus a transport fee and stuff, so you can figure 10 or 2 grand a piece for an autopsy, that's in there.
and
So
then do you pass that on to the family, or do you just
now the
absorb?
county has to pay for that. If I send them, then we have to pay for it. If they request it and I don't see that it's necessary, then the family's responsible to pay.
Does that happen often?
No, hasn't since I've been going.
Well, I can't believe
Exactly
it.
where we're sitting right now for this year, but we're well under, I don't know how many we've sent so far this year.
Not a handful.
So that'll free up something to the last
There'll be some
minute.
free money there for sure at the end of the year, unless something major comes up.
We'll have something to borrow in
Yeah. Yeah, we should come in well under budget, and whatever we spend on my morgue facilities, we still come in under budget with that.
there. And that's not gonna change for the foreseeable future.
Correct.
And you got your cooler in the meantime.
Yes, it's going good.
They used to put it in the shower of the clinic.
I tried to put it in with Lucas's ice cream and he got all weird about it.
Yeah, I did get a little. You can charge them a lot for that underneath, you know,
That might
underneath.
make his,
Nobody needs to know what the ice is.
that might make sales go down drastically.
Yeah, nobody
I think
wants.
people would pay extra on Halloween.
It's a new flavor, yeah.
You know, you could open a funeral home.
That's what we're
And
thinking.
then,
We're thinking about
Yeah,
buying that
you can
Family
do that
Dollar.
too.
that's what I was thinking, Family Dollar would be perfect.
We're gonna buy
And then
Family
you build
Dollar.
a
It's
secret
gonna-
room on the back of it.
Yep, it's gonna be Balsley Funeral.
Yeah,
Roll in here, here's where you
and
drop
then that
off.
little secret room, and then you charge and.
I got the backhoe out back and everything.
Yeah.
Green.
Some boxes with some
I
dirt.
shouldn't joke, that's just bizarre.
It was bad. You know,
Just
Nikita and I
bizarre.
carried the first 16 bodies out of there.
Yeah,
Well, they haven't even prosecuted, have they, charged?
well, they're waiting until they get all
Yeah.
the victims, they
The
said.
good news is the guy resigned, but he should have been anyway.
And that could take years.
Oh, yeah, it could take months, if not years to identify them.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that would be a question for her. I'm guessing they don't wanna file charges and then find out they should have done even more because of it.
Right,
So they wanna
Gotta
wait
get it
till they
right
get
the
it
first
all
time.
and figure it all out.
yeah.
Yeah, you're correct.
Okay, is there any other questions from Brian? I don't have any.
I think we'll maintain pretty much the same this year, so.
I
What's
think
his
that sounds
bottom?
like, that's what most of us are doing. We're
That's what it
just
sounds like.
trying to tread water and keep going, yeah,
Trying to hold ground, not lose any.
exactly.
Well, so the whole point is, you know, we're gonna do our best to try to get you what you need, but you can see we're gonna have to make trades, possibly, on little
Oh,
things.
back on my budget, one of the big ticket items is the outsourcing of the 911 center.
Hmm.
And so they came to us, so the cost of that has gone up every year. so we don't really have control over that. But then this year, they said I owe an extra $150,000 to put in a new console, well, then they later changed it to 180. Is that what the number was, 180?
So it keeps changing.
Yeah.
And so I have no invoice from them, and I don't see that. I mean, if only 10% of the calls are ours, why should I buy a whole console?
Right.
Then that sixth console was never set up to be dispatched.
There's no
So
contract.
if the calls have gone up, where are they paying for that? I've had it up to here with Angela Clausen and the dispatch center.
So we're not
Because
gonna
the
pay.
number, it keeps changing. The story can't change every time I talk to you. Sorry, lady, that's the way it is. And we'll have to make a decision during the 911 because Fremont wants us either out or, but they can't kick us out of the CRCA, so I've already talked to Dan about that, they can't kick us out of dispatch. So, I don't know.
Well, the
They're
cost
gonna
of
have to come up with
making our own dispatch
proportional.
would be cost prohibitive.
And without a mill levy.
Or you pay for the service that you get at per whatever, you know, that, make it fair, you don't.
Well, they have a hard time wanting to show us the call
What the books are,
volume
right.
across the board.
That's the way it should be.
Because they protect one entity or another down there. And so I don't know whether Canyon Fire is paying their fair share without it being transparent. They can just go Custer, well, you have to pay.
And actually,
I'm not.
this should be sheriff's department, the school and the, fire department all ought to be kicking in too, instead of just us.
I think the fire department does.
I don't know.
They don't, we pay
They
their
don't.
share,
Look at, they don't.
you know.
The other thing,
EMS doesn't either, we pay their share.
the other thing we quit was skid, then we weren't getting nothing out of that. And that was
What was it?
28,000.
Skid.
Skid, whatever it was our fee for that, the Southern Colorado Economic Development District. And they haven't done the thing for us.
No.
Except we get a.
You miss
history lesson
Tracy,
from
don't you?
Leslie.
Oh, Tracy isn't bad, it's Leslie.
Leslie does this.
Yeah.
All we hear is her history. Times are tough.
Is this a chart of current mill levy?
Yeah, this is the mill levy chart. If you were to, I ran some calculations, just to open it without building, you'd be running $750,000 for a dispatch center. But you could pay for that if you were to go for a mill levy increase in emergency services, you could pay the yearly cost on that.
We can raise that too now.
Yeah, we can, yeah, this could go to 2. And, instead of sending the 200,000 to Fremont, we would put the 200,000 here. We get another 100,000 from E911. And then if we were to actually raise this by 1.5, you know, of course, go in front of voters, we could actually pay for dispatch to be put back here.
If they turn that down, what do we?
Staffing for dispatch is like even harder than getting cops.
I hear that, absolutely. I mean, I was here, I was helping run dispatch when it was down to 3 people. It was brutal. It was
Yeah.
a brutal thing.
Oh, yeah.
But
12-hour
with
shifts.
good wages, basically, we were not paying very good wages.
We would need to go to $25 an hour at a minimum.
Is
And
that figure in
that would
that?
be so
Is
that
that-
we
no.
could blow
This
Fremont
is
County out
just
of
mill
water.
levies.
No, but I mean-
If I were to raise this to 3.5, plus E911, we could fund dispatch with this, with what we have.
And that's paying the wages.
That would be paying their wages and tech.
But you're gonna have to get the public to vote to increase it to 1 point, almost double it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot of
Build
people
the
asking to bring dispatch
You
back.
don't have to do.
A lot of people would like to bring dispatch back. I don't know if it's enough to pass the thing, but.
Yeah, I don't
Put it in
know,
the
I've
thing we
heard that
don't.
as well.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it cost us to build it though, we'd have to have a capital investment of some
But
kind.
it costs $180,000 per computer set up in
Yeah.
there, you need a couple of those. And
See, I don't know where they're getting that number. I built a station down there. They wanted to charge us 30, I built it for less than 20. So I don't know where they're getting that 180 grand for one position.
yeah, well,
I thought they were improving all of them, and they were gonna charge us for
Well,
one.
they were yelling obsolete coming up.
So when they talked to us, when we did our jail tour, it was one radio console for the 6th pod, and that was 150,000.
Yeah.
And they were still factory supported for another 5 years. Now, in her email, it's now 2 years, and now it's $170,000 for that radio console. The price didn't go up $20,000 in 4 months,
No.
and I don't have an invoice. What are you actually buying?
And
Are
we
you
don't
buying
have a
all 6
contract
of
that
them?
said we were liable to do that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, that we're on the hook to do it.
right,
Have contracts.
so. She better show us some documentation, and she better show an invoice.
So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to adjust, we did lower our mill levies to offset the kabuki dance we had the year before and before that. We're allowed to do that, we can bring it right back to where it was. And we're looking at options here without going to the voters. But if we go above that, which is what this would cause here, potentially we can't, we have to go to the voters. And that may be what we'll end up doing next year if we can't make it.
But Lucas, you told me one time on the road and bridge fund, like what you thought the average household paid for road and bridge a year, and it's ridiculously.
$50.
$50.
Yeah. A $350,000, $400,000 house, about $50 for
I would
road.
gladly pay.
Was that on the total number that we really had now? Or was that meaning the number of actual paid residents?
Well, no, just if you had a $400,000 house, you pay about $50 for a road and bridge.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, where's your
Yeah.
$50, you know, where do you want your $50 put? You paid
I have them
$50,
come in
right?
all
You
the
want
time.
asphalt, here's a bucket.
I paid my taxes, I want my road fixed.
That's right.
Do you know how much
I want a new
that
cattle guard
Yeah.
costs? You
too.
get the, what is it, get the maintainer out, started and out, that's about what you got.
That's right, that's right.
You can't even start it for $50.
How much
could buy
is, just a bag of the pothole mix is more than $50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell, it's $2,500.
Well, Rich
So,
has one now, you can start doing it on weekends.
yeah, a bag's about $50.
Yeah,
That's those trained
I'll
deputies.
donate my road to the
But that goes back to what I was saying earlier about the cost of diesel and all that. Now, 5 mils for road and bridge was set how many years ago? And it was sufficient, but look at what
And we got a
asphalt's
lot more
done,
to do.
look at what diesel's done, look at what the cost of
And
equipment's
the cost of
done,
living.
and it's
yeah.
never been
And the
increased.
subdivisions.
But the problem
have been
is-
since.
You gotta ask the people and they turn it down, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
I don't know,
That's easy, just leave the roads like Copper Gulch is.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, 2007 is
Yeah,
when.
well, change.
That's
Your
when
husband
Dave
went
did it,
around.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
worked all year on that. He
so
found
it's
all
been
kinds of-
18 years since
This
there's,
number was set in '07.
The road and bridge is.
road and bridge was set, no, set, they haven't had an increase in the mill levy in 18 years, but, again, I think it was tried.
Well,
one
we
time, it
could
failed.
put that on the ballot next year.
Yeah.
We should.
Yes.
Why not? If you don't
I mean,
ask,
You
you're not
need
gonna
to
get
do a
it.
lot of
But
groundwork though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, because emulsion, asphalt, gravel.
right. And we understand that, but I don't know that the average person,
They don't.
all they look at is, oh, my taxes are gonna go up.
And the roads are
80 or 100
lousy, and
bucks
they don't
more.
do a good job.
Yeah,
They already
I
went up
should've
last
paid.
year because I had to pay more, it's like,
Yeah.
so,
Is that our biggest need? Is to increase the funding for road and bridge, and that takes the pressure off?
So,
Well,
I don't
actually,
know.
road
No,
and
because
bridge.
it doesn't,
Yeah.
road and bridges can't be used for anything else but road and
Right.
bridge.
Oh, okay.
But we
right,
can
So-
put anything
What-
else in it.
You can't move money from general fund into road and bridge, you can't move money out of road and bridge. We are helping offset that a little bit by using capital, but, if I had to give you advice on 2 mill levies, it would be these two right here. Mill levy increases. Insurance fund, we are going in the hole without an infusion of $150,000 from the general fund. Insurance costs will put us in the hole, and then because of the increases in costs for CCRCC, CRACA, excuse me, CRCA, this one needs some help too.
Was that insurance fund already counting as high as we can raise the mill levy?
1.5 is what the voters voted
Yeah.
on, so that's as high as we can float up.
Even at 1.5, we're looking at a $100,000 infusion from the general fund.
Right.
And the problem is,
Which we are, and remember, we are going in the hole every year in the general fund.
and the problem is you might be able to get an emergency services, but how do you sell it on insurance, you know? It's like, you can do it for road and bridge, possibly, you can do it for emergency services, because people understand that, but, so the county
Yeah, the rest of
has
it.
insurance, and, well, I don't have insurance, I don't, you know, I mean, I've been here too long,
My
I've seen
my-
it over and over.
My property taxes aren't gonna go up to increase you guys' wages.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
the emails I get.
Yeah, exactly, I've been
I'm like,
here
Tell them
thirty-some
to
years,
vote
I see it all,
your state representatives and governors out of the office, you fools.
yeah,
What if we put up a couple toll booths?
yeah.
I suggested that down at 69 and County Line.
If they were
For
state
trucks.
highway.
For trucks.
And locals get a free
Locals are
pass.
free to get.
Anybody else come,
Yeah, you
come
can
up and
get
see
an
the
easy
leaves.
pass,
You gotta come up and see the leaves.
Custer
You gotta
County
pay
easy
attention.
pass.
Oh, jeez.
Well, see, the problem with a toll road, they never go away. You end up paying for life.
And Texans pay double because they drive twice as fast.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's true. Okay. Anything else?
I do have a quick question, Vern, if you,
Yes, ma'am.
where does the training come out of the coroner's budget? Is that the meetings and dues line?
It does right now. If you'd
Okay.
like me to create a training line budget, we can move money in there.
No, it's just, legislative things are changing for the coroner's office, especially after all the debacles that have been going on. And, Brad is most likely going to have to get a new certification. It's not state statute yet in a county this size, but it's coming. So I
Anybody
think,
over what,
unknown caller. Yeah, and I think just to be proactive, he better just go ahead and get that cert. And it's like $450, so.
There's plenty of money in your dues and meetings, but I can
Okay.
create a training and operations, or training operations budget if you want.
Okay,
That's no biggie.
okay,
Like, you still have 2,900 in your dues and meetings right
Correct.
here.
okay, so you just split that $4,000 in half, maybe over those two
I can do
lines?
that.
Okay,
with us being both on the board, we don't pay for rooms or any of our training
Oh, that's
fees.
beautiful.
right.
It saves the county a bunch of money.
In
Okay,
reality
nice.
too, Brad and I are the only two that are
Okay.
medical death investigators
You need
certified,
So,
so.
You need a sign
why
for
don't you have
your
like
truck.
5 deputies?
We do, just none of them are certified.
Oh, no.
It's the paperwork for them. It's like,
Yeah.
it's really not, just go do your autopsies and do your paperwork.
By
but-
state law, I'm the only one that was required to be
Right,
certified, so
Oh,
our
okay.
deputies aren't required to be.
Before you could have that on your truck. You stab them, Brad slaps them.
yeah, but it helped out when I helped in Pueblo, being certified, it helped out that we could go and assist them in their
Yeah.
time of need. So, okay, perfect, thanks, Vern, that's all,
Mhm.
only question I had.
I mean, and if it came down to it, crafting 26 budget, we could drop down the autopsy line and put it into multiple different locations. You know, seeing as autopsies are statutorily required, if you got even close to it, we could
Move
do a
it back
budget
in.
amendment and put it back in.
Okay,
We dropped that $5,000 last year, I believe, too. When I inherited the office, it was 40.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
we
and
dropped it.
remember that it was at 40 because we were still reeling from COVID.
absolutely,
You
yeah,
know, I put that 40 in there because we just had no idea where it was gonna go.
right, smart, yeah. No, I don't think we need to take anything out of there, if you just split that up, because clearly
Yeah.
we're not using much out of that now. The state fee comes out of the dues for the association, but other than that, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'll put an education and training budget in and split this, and that should be perfect.
Todd C. Chattertown.
This is a fire mitigation guy. I'll call him back.
All right, where would we like to go now?
Well, I think we're where we can't go anywhere else.
Is there any kind of grant that the county could go for to help EMS or road and bridge, to reduce the numbers that you're paying?
There are road and bridge grants. I know that DOT and I believe DOLA has something. It's just a matter of finding people to go after them.
And most of them are project specific, so they're either
Specific, yeah.
bridges that might be in disrepair or culverts for flooding after
We only have 2
fires.
bridges
Those
in the
get kicked.
county.
And we,
Some of them stop.
actually, we had talked about a position, maybe it's half-time for a grant writer for all departments, to work everybody's department. And with even some ideas is that pay him $1,000 a month, and if you get in $100,000 worth of grants, you get a bonus on it or something. Somebody
Get 10%.
incentivize somebody that's retired up here.
I'll do it.
Get them to do it.
Like you got time for it.
Actually,
You're gonna be grading roads.
yeah, you're gonna.
Our biggest need is the insurance fund. If we could get a mill levy for the insurance fund, because insurance costs are going up a lot every year. I mean, if you look at the valuation increase and the mill levy increase, 11.35%, that doesn't even cover the cost of insurance increases. And I'm not talking health insurance, I'm talking about the coverage for our cars, the coverage for our buildings
Liability.
and all of that, as well as our workman's comp. That's a workman's comp, that's going up automatically by 10% because of the new company.
I hear a lot of citizens saying they're getting canceled, their homeowners insurance with the long-term providers just getting canceled and they're looking for
Because
new
of
ones.
Fire, wind and hail.
My neighbors got canceled.
Yeah, I know a person that was like, well, we will insure it, but we won't insure it for wind or hail unless you buy a separate rider. And it raised the cost like 50% if they did that, because they said, we're tired of paying out on wind and hail claims. I'm like, geez. Luckily mine didn't do that, but one of my neighbors did.
So road and bridge is 5%, which is roughly $50 a household.
It's not 5%, it's 5
Five
mils.
5 mils, okay.
Yeah, 5 mils.
I think it's a little more than
1.5
$50 a
mils.
household.
It's $93 per parcel, is what it comes down to,
Is
on average.
1.5 mils $15 a household or $1.50?
It's per thousand.
Yeah. Yeah, 1.5 mils is close to $35
That's per parcel though,
per parcel, yeah. And
because
so it
it might be a
varies
vacant
depending
land
on-
parcel, it might be.
Yeah,
Right, I think you're right, you're gonna have a
That's
hard
an
time
average,
getting
though.
people to
Yeah.
vote for an insurance raise. But I think road and bridge or EMS are the ones that would.
Because a residential parcel, and people don't understand this either, pays a lot less than a commercial parcel and a vacant land parcel.
Yeah.
Colorado gives you a huge break as soon as you put a residence on it.
right?
Plus, we have the seniors.
Yeah.
exemption, or-
And that
Yeah,
might go
well,
away.
but that's gonna go away, I'm pretty sure. It'll still be in, we were told it'll be in for 25 payable and 26, but
Next
after
year,
that,
they might not.
who knows, because it's quite a bit. They pay.
Yeah, that's a backfill program too, just.
Yeah, it's a
like that.
backfill, and you're looking at, the seniors plus disabled veterans. The last time they took seniors off but left disabled veterans alone. They said, well, still, I think they figured they'd get so much flack over that they still backfilled that, and they didn't do the seniors for 2 years, and then they brought it back. Well, I said, I know, they sent me a thing not that long ago, I wanna say it was August or September, saying, yes, we're gonna go ahead and backfill it for 25. So it'll be on the tax bills to go out in January. But they said after that, we don't know, because they're short $1 billion or whatever.
What's the percentage of Custer County
Oh, I have
property
no
owners
idea.
You're
that
talking
take
about
that?
the money that's paid?
Well, he
Well,
just wants to know how many, percentage-wise, how many people get. I don't know percentage.
Yeah.
I would say there's 400 and some.
Something like that, it's 200 and some thousand. is what
Yeah, but I mean, how many people it is, it's
I
like
don't know, I've never
400
looked at
and
that.
some.
400 residences that maybe.
Yeah, I
you can-
shouldn't even throw that out without looking, I mean, I have the numbers, but I don't know. But it maxes out, depending on what tax district you're in, what the mill levy is. Because like in Wetmore, it's a lot less, because San Isabel's less. But like in town, it maxes out at like $470. On the county, it's 450. So it knocks like, figure 400 to 450 off everybody's tax bill, but the state backfills it, and that's the problem is, the state's saying, we don't have any money. So when you figure, it's 250,000, something like that.
Yeah, it was like 246, I think. it was
Yeah.
last year.
And we've added several new ones. They made it a little easier for the veterans, because they had to be 100% disabled, and it had to be permanent. Then they changed it to, well, they just have to be unemployable. So if they were like 70 or 80%, not 100, they could get it. If on their thing it says they're on their award letter, it says they're unemployable. So that added a few people on, plus we've had some veterans move in. The seniors, we would have a lot more, except it has to be a primary residence for 10 years.
Okay.
The veterans get it immediately,
Okay.
but the seniors, it's gotta be a primary residence for 10 years. So a lot of people move here over 65, but they haven't lived here 10 years. So. And they do check that because I have to get the social security number, send it to them. And then they check when they pay taxes and stuff, what they used as an address.
I got you.
And, because we've had people try to get it in Denver and here,
Yeah,
or they have a place called Colorado
Oh,
Springs
really?
and here, and they apply at
or
both
in
of them.
another state.
Yeah, we've had several in Florida and Arizona, you know, they live here and they say, oh yeah, that's my primary. Well, the state does check it and they go, you're already getting this in Florida, so you're not gonna get away with it.
Matt Miles.
Yeah.
Florida.
I don't think it was him, but that's a good example. It would be someone like him that applied.
Yep, there it would be.
So my question is, do we have any resolution or direction? Should I calculate any type of raises? Should I give a spreadsheet with some options? What are your all feelings about the direction we need to move in now?
Well, if we give everyone in the county X% raise, and then next year is even worse, we're stuck with that. Whereas the bonus thing would be, if we can afford it this year.
Figure out a way to handle
I
it.
don't know, I would talk to the auditors about the bonus thing, because that's a problem.
We need to wait until we get our final health insurance numbers.
Yeah.
Because that'll be the last number that really fluctuates. And then we'll have to see how much over revenue are we?
And then we'll,
'Cause we need to
then
start
we're gonna
balancing
have
it,
to
but
make
I
some
mean,
hard
You're right,
choices.
because right now we're sitting 500,000 in the general fund over revenue.
Okay. Yeah.
Currently, or for the budget next year?
For budget next. See, but it's always a crapshoot, you're betting on the come.
Yeah.
Because we don't know exactly how much revenue we're really gonna have.
Yeah.
And so we got a choice, we can go ahead and leave it, like we're betting on it, or we
Based on,
give
the-
some.
based on the trending I'm seeing now, we're gonna be down 10% on all.
If we are, then, and we're gonna give everybody a raise,
10% on all of our revenue except for
Right.
the property tax.
10%
that it might
that means-
cover it or not, but if it didn't, that means somebody would lose a job, or we would stop a service, so we would have to consider, because we can't, as you know, we can't
Right,
spend money we don't have. And that might be okay if, we got some part-time people, you know, I mean, people are gonna have to recognize that going into the year. You have a part-time person that's not on the insurance, that person could be gone, and you're gonna have to figure out how to do the service without it, and then let the public know your service may not be, the lights may be out on Tuesdays.
But they won't say anything till the lights actually go out.
Yeah, that's right, you gotta make it happen. Unfortunately, the US government's guilty in the sin, because they just keep making money, and then they keep keeping the lights on when they shouldn't. They let the lights go out, catches everybody's attention.
Los Animas County,
I was
Trinidad
just gonna say,
did that. Were they down to 3 days a week, 2 days a week?
Really?
they were open to the public, they worked 3 days a week, open to the public 2 days a week.
Yeah, and I think that
How long
was,
did that
And they
go? I
cut
didn't
their
hear
staff by
about that.
half.
Really?
It
I
was
think that
awful.
was 2 years they did that, something.
When was that?
That was
20, in the last
before COVID.
5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
Was it really that?
Yeah,
they
it
were-
wasn't very
That
long
means they were
ago.
mismanaging the crap out of it.
Well, what they did was they were
Right.
idiots about their mill levy. They had a huge oil and gas numbers, and so their oil and gas revenue went
Giving
through
them all
the
money in the
roof.
world.
And so they lowered their mill levy way, way down, but
Then
they didn't
bring
do it as
back
a temp.
up, did they?
They didn't do it as a temporary, they
That's-
just did it as
that
a
was
cut.
bad.
Well, then.
They were stuck with the low one.
Yeah, because then the oil and gas went
Okay, that
away,
makes sense.
and all of a sudden now their mill
And
levy's
what-
down here,
what
and they couldn't
citizen
raise
would
it back up without a vote.
voluntarily say, let's raise my taxes.
Because at one point, oil and gas was covering, the assessor told me, I think it was 87% of their property tax revenue was oil and gas.
Yeah.
And so they had to bring their mill levy way down under Tabor, but they didn't do it as a temporary,
That's
they
right.
cut it. Well, then when oil and gas went away, now there are 87% less money coming in, and they couldn't raise it back up, and so they had to shut it down. And it was a nightmare for the poor, I mean, the assessor told me, she said, I don't know how I'm gonna pass it on it, because I can't, I have people working 3 days a week, but I have the same amount of work to get done. And they cut her staff by half, and she's going, I don't know how we're gonna do this.
Well, they made even
was
a
a
dumber
mess.
decision after COVID, but we got all that, what do you call it, the money that they gave us for free to go do
Yeah.
things with, and we gave it to people building
Right.
jobs and stuff. They built a courthouse for it.
No,
No, what,
yeah,
$2 million they spent on it,
yeah.
instead of putting it back where they should.
But I think they finally did get their mill levy raised,
They
because,
did.
because it was like, we're not plowing roads in the winter, except 2 days a week, or whatever, I mean, it was that drastic.
That'll catch your attention.
Yeah, so you might talk to them and see what they did, but I mean, you know, when you start talking cutting services and what they had to do, but it was insane, but it was not easy, nobody wanted to work there anymore, because it's like, well, we're doing twice the work for no more money. And,
Bless
And
you.
the people that were working about killed them.
yeah, like I
They
said,
did.
the assessor told me, I'm going in 6 days a week now because I can't get it done otherwise, and instead of 4 or 5, and I'm like, I can see that, because they cut her staff back down. And it wasn't just her, it was every official, every department.
Their problem too is they're the largest county land mass wise.
Yeah, exactly.
And they had to regrade those roads with
Right.
10 people at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, they're bigger than some
One at the
states,
end.
just our county.
Well, yeah, but we don't have 1,000 miles to do that.
Yeah, Los Animas County is bigger than some states, it's bigger than like Delaware, Rhode Island, all
Yeah, it
that.
Yeah,
It's just one county, and it's real rural, a lot of it, I mean, you get outside of Trinidad, head east, it gets real rural real fast.
Thing is,
But
out
those
there,
roads, you
windows.
still gotta do something with those roads, you know?
They will give a discount to everyone with a 1-ton diesel pickup, but they have to put a county road blade.
There you go,
Yeah. Everybody gets five blades for
they
everybody.
gotta plow it as they go.
it'd be cheaper to buy them a plow on their vehicles, plow as you go out.
Liability.
Well, let's just hope the oil industry picks up and it gets,
Well, we don't have any, we need oil, that's what we could do,
No,
we could drill some oil wells.
Hey, we don't have it.
Bill Candace got a lot
You
of.
know how horrible
We got
that
one
is,
down there.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
I worked on the oil fields, I know exactly how oil
Yeah.
is. If we turned the existing landfill into a solar farm, we could fund a significant portion of our county operations.
And we would probably get
And then, sell the electricity.
grants for it.
Yeah, I looked into it, there's programs there, I looked into it 6 years ago, but the will wasn't there, so, just FYI.
Yep.
The old landfill, where they filling it in, or the new part?
The new one, the new landfill, that we're gonna eventually.
the hole
close.
we're building.
Not the hole, no, not that one.
Okay.
So what would you do about a landfill then?
No, I'm talking about the.
Yeah.
the part that's already
So you put it
utilized.
over the
Stuff
old.
that's on top of the
Oh,
old.
got it, got
You
it.
don't wanna build a house on top.
Yeah, well, no,
You
but,
can't
like we
build a
did out
house, you can't
here.
build a business, you
Yeah,
can't build
exactly.
anything on it.
and it
Boy,
doesn't,
howdy, you
contam-
can pour some concrete, and put up some.
and it
solar.
doesn't contaminate the water, because you gotta monitor all that. yeah.
Trouble is, those panels end
So
up
how long would it
contaminating.
take to take that project from concept, grant funding, and completion, a year?
I don't know, I can make some phone calls and find out,
I'd
because
say
it,
probably
it
two and a half, yeah.
yeah,
But
A year
don't
to
you,
2.5
what
years.
about when they deteriorate, what happens then?
That's the
in
problem.
30 years, that's somebody else's problem.
You bastard.
Vernon's a kick the can down the road.
Because that's expensive.
Classic politician.